Today we're talking to Rick Gissler, VP of Engineering at DELKOR Systems in Minneapolis, St. Paul. And he's going to talk to us about the savings that can be achieved by using automated and precise corrugated tray packaging machinery in CPG plants. Rick, can you please tell us who you are and what you do, and take it away?
Absolutely. Thanks, Stephen. Yeah, I'm Rick Gessler, VP of Engineering at DELKOR Systems. We're a large manufacturer of advanced robotic packaging systems. That includes top-load cartoning, case packing, as well as palletizing. And we're very well known for building turnkey front-to-back packaging systems, meaning we're happy to pick up at the discharge of your filler or bagger and build out the entire automation system all the way through finished pallets, including all the ancillary devices such as labeling, printing, X-ray, metal detection, check weighing, and more.
Rick, given that corrugate is the #1 consumed packaging substrate by CPGs, what impact can automated corrugated case forming and sealing equipment have for these companies?
It can have a massive impact. In fact, this is one of the key messages that we're delivering at a lot of the trade shows and in discussions with our customers. What we've seen is that by changing away from traditional case designs, and many of you are probably familiar with the RSC case design, we're able to unlock somewhere in the order of 10 to 30% in corrugated board savings. And what does that mean for a typical case packing line? Our rule of thumb is that, generally speaking, by updating your package designs from these traditional designs to current form from flat blank case designs, we can pick up about $100,000 a year in material savings.
So what kind of machines are you bringing to the market then to help people achieve these objectives?
So the big initiative by DELKOR is really to modernize the package form. When a lot of folks look at robotic automation or case packing systems, they're often looking to pick up the labor savings that come along with replacing the folks that are hand placing product in the case. But they're not often considering the massive opportunity they have in moving away from a standard RSC case, of which I have an example right here, and getting into a case that's formed from a flat blank, which is what's created on more modern case packing systems, such as the one behind me. Now, when moving from a pre-glued traditional RSC case over to a case formed by a flat blank, of course, you have a much different style of machine. And the machines that form from flat blanks typically are going to utilize a mandrel and, in our case, a dynamic cavity. We have several patents around our forming technology, and this forming technology really is what's enabling the machine to not only operate with reduced corrugated consumption, but also to improve the efficiency of the line. So when we put in a machine forming from a flat blank, now you'll be getting square cases instead of what you may commonly see on an erected case is a bit of skew or a bit of a parallelogram shape when viewed from above. And that squareness translates into a case that's more efficient to run on the robotic system as well. So robots love square cases, especially when you have tight fitting products. So we're enabling the material savings, but we're also enabling higher efficiencies through delivering a higher quality package that uses less material and saves money.
It brings me to the next question about the success you've had with some of the big club stores and them standardizing or recommending the formats that you're making. Can you talk to us a little bit about that, please?
Absolutely. Probably one of the most well-known stories about DELKOR Systems is the launch of the Cabrio case. The Cabrio case hit shelves about 7 or 8 years ago and launched at Walmart, actually, in the cheese category. The Cabrio case is a shelf-ready display package, and we call it a tray hood package made from a single-piece blank. The package was designed to simplify the operation of machinery that used two-piece packaging to create these shelf-ready displays. By making it from one piece, we can form the case on a traditional case former. We can load the case with product laying flat or vertical when required, and we can seal it in a traditional case sealer. So changing from Cabrio case over to a standard brown box shipper and then over to a club store style stackable tray is something that we can do on our packaging systems in less than 5 minutes. Throughout the cheese industry, in fact, you'll find about 60% of cheese on shelf in North America is packed in the Cabrio case, including several Canadian cheese manufacturers. There are about 1 billion Cabrio cases produced every year.
What kind of savings in terms of percentage of corrugated, dollar amounts, are your customers realizing with a typical production run?
Case for case, if we're talking about brown box shippers, we're typically seeing something in the 15 to 25% range in terms of savings. So, good rule of thumb, every fifth case will be free coming off of your packaging line. That can add up to some huge numbers, of course, when you're talking 10, 20, 30, or even more cases per minute coming off the line. In terms of shelf ready packaging, the numbers vary quite a bit more. So if you're in a hand setup box, it's really not uncommon to get 30% savings or higher if you're using, let's just say, a hand setup two-piece case or a tray hood package. The same goes for stackable club store style trays. In fact, those are one of the best places to find corrugated savings. If you're in a hand setup structural style, club store style stackable tray, those cases can have a dramatic reduction in corrugated when we go to a machine form tray. And again, we'll see 30% plus on many of the club store styles out there.
So in dollars, how much is that a year?
In dollars, a rule of thumb that we use is $100,000 per year per packaging line in material savings.
So what's the future hold for minimizing corrugate waste? Where do we see the market in 5 years?
Well, I think we're going to see a massive trend and a massive move towards these more efficient blank style case designs. The RSC has served us well, and it's been around for well over 75 years. I think we're all familiar with that 4-flat box. But there's a lot of trade-offs in an RSC case. You know, you have a seam on the bottom. If you're dealing with damp or heavy products, those seams can blow out, whereas a formed case has a solid bottom. In terms of propagation of this flat blank style of case, I think we're going to see a lot of movement as well. And one of the trends that can help to drive that movement is the e-commerce category, or even some of the shelf-ready categories. When you get into these smaller case styles, the speeds on the modern production lines, again, modern baggers continue to get faster, same with modern fillers. But as the speed of the primary packages increase and as the pack count gets decreased, again, in terms of smaller shelf-ready packages or e-commerce packaging, the case rates on modern robotic systems are often double or even triple of what you would have seen on a traditional brown box case packer from years past. So dealing with non-conforming corrugate or warped corrugated, running the most material efficient designs and achieving the speeds of the modern lines are going to require, again, for the e-commerce and the smaller shelf-ready packages are things that we're going to see continue to grow. We always outperform in terms of efficiency numbers when running flat blanks. And I'll just approximate for the listeners here, you know, typical line with the case erector, you're going to see that erector running generally real world somewhere around the 95% mark. And when you move to a flat blank machine, you're generally in the 99% plus mark. And we've done some efficiency tests on the Trifecta X here behind me. Generally, we're seeing numbers of 99.5% or even sometimes 99.8% efficiency.
Where can people see this machinery in action remainder of 2024? What shows are you going to be at?
Well, the big one that we have is Pack Expo International in Chicago, and we are dead center in the North Hall of the show. We have a booth that's over 150 feet long, and we'll be exhibiting this technology as well as some new advanced robotic technology that I know a lot of the viewers would be very interested in seeing. This is going to really unlock the payload and speed barrier that exists around a lot of robotics that are currently on the market. And you're going to see us putting up some incredible numbers, including line tracking at over 60 meters a minute, which for those that understand line tracking will know how big of a deal that is. And this is a machine that's capable of picking up product over 10 kilograms as well for case packing. So we have some very exciting things coming. You'll see us at Pack Expo International, November 3rd through 6th in Chicago at the McCormick Center. And look up DELKOR. We'll get you set up with some free show passes as well.
Well, that's great news, Rick. Really appreciate your time today. Thanks very much for bringing us up to speed on what people can save and minimizing their corrugate waste through better case packing equipment. We appreciate you talking to our audience.